meteorologist Chase Jones.
Boy, I tell you guys, it was a pretty busy week. Now, I was really excited and also a little upset because it is Steven's last week. He's inside about 6 days, but he's headed off towards the beach, and we couldn't be more proud of him. Now, we're really keeping our eye on inside the game because there's a whole lot going on this weekend and not a whole lot of time to talk about it. Temperatures over the last 24 hours from those lower 90s all the way back down into those mid-60s, then right back up into those mid-90s. You see how we've been just staying there all week long? Man, it was a long week, but definitely everybody out there staying pretty busy, and the weather being also cooperative. But if you head out towards the lake, take a picture. Of course, hunting season still going on. 91 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a combination of lower 90s and those upper 80s for a beautiful Friday night football. Get out there, take good pictures. The weather's going to be absolutely cooperative, and we're not going to see any rain delays this time. 94 in Robert Lee, 88 down there in Sonora. That's been the cold spread, or at least the temperature spread of about 8 to 6 degrees right now for a beautiful Friday night. But get out there and enjoy yourself. If not, rest up, because I know Oktoberfest is going to start, even though it should be in October. It's in the middle of September. Trust me, I don't want to even argue about it right now. Dew points are in those 50s all the way up into those 60s, while humidity indices are in those 20s all the way up into those 40s. So we should see some light cloud cover make its way in. But off the west coast, a monster hurricane is working its way up the west coast, and we're going to see a little bit of cloud cover make its way in. Steven, you're not going to get out of here without one more weekend of a little bit of weather. Now, we're keeping our eye on the moisture tracker as the blues start to make their way back in, but I think the Edwards Plateau might keep us a little safe as some of those storms run out of fuel before they get here. Take a good look at the upper level pattern. The high pressure still going strong in that blocking pattern, but here comes that hurricane tropical activity off the west coast, going to work in tandem with more low pressure, create another cutoff low, and we're going to look at another blocking pattern setup. So we're going to stay in those 90s, but I'm on the lookout for a little bit more rain. Now, water vapor imagery showing us a monster storm working its way in off the west coast. By tomorrow, off the the bottom left of your screen, you're going to start seeing a little bit of tropical activity work its way up the west coast. But off towards the east, we're going to keep our eye on the cold weather that could push down from the north as we still see a strong cold front off the east coast. Now, severe weather outlook targeting parts of the Four Corners all the way up until Montana and the Dakotas again. And when we take you down to the surface, take a good look at all the severe weather just sprinkled all across the entire area with a little bit of flash flooding. Now, let's zoom in on Friday night football because, Griff, I'm on the countdown towards inside the game. Take a good look. We're going to keep our eye on the cloud cover that pushes its way in from the south. I tossed the keys over to Steven, and then we're going to keep our eye on this line of moisture that slowly works its way down from the Edwards Plateau around the Sierra Madres, really targeting the Panhandle, then slowly works its way down to the Concho Valley. And just before it gets here, I run out of data. So Steven's going to take a closer look before he leaves. But speaking of inside the game and Friday night football, we're keeping our eye on those conditions. We'll be in the 70s as we get closer towards kickoff, and then as we continue on through the rest of the evening. If you're still going after the game, the weather's going to be absolutely perfect into those mid-60s. Then tomorrow, a good run at those lower 90s. But we're on the countdown to Steven leaving now. He's going to head off to Corpus Christi, so we're spreading out across the entire state of Texas with Haley up in the Panhandle and Steven now off towards the Gulf Coast. I think we only need 2 more spots, and then we have taken over the entire state of Texas. Take a good look. We'll keep into those lower 90s as we get closer towards his final day. But those overnight lows locking themselves in those mid-60s. Stay tuned. More for the break. You're watching KSAN News.